What's going on, guys? It's July 2022 and we are still in a bear market, but now is a perfect time to pick up some solid dividend stocks at a nice discount. I have 8 dividend stocks to buy in 2022. That's what this video is going to be about. We're just going to bang them out really quick. But before that, guys, I am not a financial advisor. This video is purely for education and entertainment purposes only. And before we dive in, if you haven't already, link is in the description. I partnered with Seeking Alpha and they are giving 50% off special Think Stocks offer. Again, grab your discount, link in the description. But let's dive in. The first dividend stock on my list is Verizon. Now, if you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know that I am a huge fan of Verizon as a dividend stock. Right now, year to date, it is only down 3.72% and its dividend yield is 5.07%. It's a nice high dividend yield. If we look into the dividends, its ratings are pretty good. But let's jump over to dividend history. Solid dividend payment over the past 10 years, slowly increasing each and every year. And I think we all know what Verizon is. It is a telecommunications company. I personally have Verizon for my phone. And again, I'm pretty sure everyone already knows what Verizon is. So that is the first on my list. Here's just some quick stats. You could see that its current price is $50. PE ratio is 9.82. Anything below 15 is considered a good PE ratio. Its beta is only a 0.4, so it's very stable. Again, we know the dividend yield is 5%. A $2.56 annual payout, and its payout ratio is just under 50%. Number 2 on the list is NVS. This is pretty much a pharmaceutical-like company. It is in the health industry. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention all 8 of these companies that I'm going to go over are in different industries. There's not a single overlapping industry, which is a good way to diversify if you want to jump into some solid dividend stocks. But NVS or Novartis, its dividend yield a little bit lower. It is 4%. You can see right here. And if we jump over to its dividends, it's been growing their dividends for the past 3 years. If we look at growth, you could see they have a pretty decent history. The past 10 years, they have been paying out dividends. It hasn't been all smooth sailing. You see between 2013 and 2014, there's a little bit of a cut. You could also see that between 2018 and 2019. But if you jump into their financials really quick, you can see that they do have pretty solid financials. If we look at their earnings before tax, depreciation, and amortization, they're bringing in about $18 billion a year. So they're not a small company. They're a decent sized company and they have some solid dividend payouts right now. Again, that is NVS. They are in the healthcare sector. Current price is $82. PE ratio is only 7.7. Its beta is also very low. And here's their dividend info. Very small payout ratio. So that I like to see that. A lot of money is probably going back into research and development. Number 3 on the list is SLF. That is Sun Life Financial. And they have a 4.5% dividend yield. You may or may not have heard of this company before. Let's jump over to their dividend tab really quick. Let's look at the history. You can see that. Let's go max. You can see they've been paying dividends since 2000. They have survived several bear markets and they continue to pay out nice dividends. Looking at their quick information, PE ratio is below a 10. Beta is right around 1. That's fine. So it's going to be very comparable to the market when it comes to its volatility. It is in the financial sector. And again, here is your nice low payout ratio, but a solid dividend yield. Next is Store. This is probably one of my favorite stocks, and it's not a stock. It's actually a REIT. So that's a real estate investment trust, similar to ticker symbol O. But Store is actually the one and only REIT that Warren Buffett himself owns. So their dividend yield is 5.85%, very high right now. Over the past year or even year to date, it has really been beaten up. It's down 24%. but it's at a nice discount. If we jump over to its dividend history, it's been growing over the past 7 years. And let's just take a look at what the history looks like. Max it out. They IPO'd back in 2015. They've been paying dividends ever since. Here's their quick stats. Beta is a little bit higher than the market, but again, its dividend yield's very strong. And don't worry about the payout ratio. This may seem very high, but you don't look at payout ratios when it comes to REITs. You need to look at its FFO. I actually have a video on REITs, so check that out if you want to know. But again, that sector is real estate. The next stock on the list is LYB. LYB is Loyondel Basel Industries. I'm probably butchering the name, but regardless, solid dividend stock, 5.14%. So if we jump over to dividend history, this may look a little concerning, but this is actually an entirely other payment on top of their dividends. So quarterly, they are paying out 1.19, 1.13. So you can see that they have this solid dividend growth, but recently they had this big payout, and it looks like they did it back in 2013 as well. If we just look at the max, they also did it back in 2012. So I guess when they have surplus cash, they like to give that to their investors. A very profitable company. And if we look at the quick facts really quick, payout ratio is nice and low. So they're being responsible with paying their investors. And 5.63% is pretty high right now. Its sector is in materials, probably a boring stock that no one really knows about. It's not like it's a tech stock. But sometimes boring stocks are the better performers overall. PE ratio is extremely low right now, and it is a little volatile. Its beta is 1.29. But going on to the next stop, CVX, another Warren Buffett stock. This is Chevron Corporation. I'm pretty sure most of us are familiar with Chevron. Year to date, it is actually up almost 14%. And its dividend yield is a solid golden 4%. Everyone wants a 4% dividend yield, and that is what Chevron is delivering right now. If we jump over to dividend history, you could see over the past 10 years, it has been given solid dividends and growing at a beautiful rate. This is since 1989. It has been paying out dividends. It's had a couple of splits as well, one there and one there. But for its quick facts, PE ratio, 12.78%. Beta, little on the high side, but not too bad. Payout ratio, 51%, which isn't bad. And again, its dividend yield between 4.12%, depending on which data you're pulling from. And that is in the energy sector. Next on the list, we got EBF. EBF is Ennis Inc. It is paying out a 5% dividend yield right now. Year to date, it is also up. It's almost breaking even at 1.32%. And if we were to jump over to its dividends, what does that look like? Let's go to dividend history, and let's just jump right to max. You can see they are also a company that sometimes will just give this extra dividend, but otherwise they have been pretty consistent, paying, it looks like recently 25 cents per quarter. So they recently bumped it up from 2021. And it looks like they do that occasionally, but they're going in the right direction. There was a little gap when they stopped paying dividends. Not sure what happened there, but other than that, its beta is very low. So it's a very stable stock. 5% is very nice. Payout ratio is a little on the high side, but nothing to be too concerned about. That's why you diversify. And its sector is industrials. Now, number 8, the last dividend stock on my list for today is AVGO. And for those of you that know, this is Broadcom Inc. So this is going to be your communications company to invest in. Its dividend yield, a little bit lower than the other ones I went over at 3.3%. But if we check on the dividend history, we could see if we go out to the max, it has recently started to step up its dividend game. You can see it looks like each year since 2017, they have been making huge strides to pay more and more in their dividends. And you may be asking, okay, well, what does their payout look like? Their payout also a little on the high side, 73%. So I'd say that we're probably coming close to a cap here. Don't expect a continued growth rate like this because they're going to have to slow down at some point. But its beta is very stable at 1%. Current price kind of high, $484. So maybe you have a broker where you could buy fractional shares if that's a concern. The only thing I'd really be concerned about is its PE ratio. It is a little high right now. And if we just jump back to the price, let's go to summary. Year to date is down 26%. It may have some more room to go down. But again, I think the entire market in its entirety has room to go down. That's why we're looking into dividend stocks, because even if the stock goes down, your dividend yield should then go up. But guys, those are the 8 dividend stocks that I would recommend. Again, not financial advice, but let me know if I missed any. Which dividend stocks are you looking at in this market? Drop those comments below. And if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one.